See if this will go. We lost him, everyone. Okay, I'm running an old build. We're getting started now. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for waiting. It only took us, how many minutes. Okay. All right. That's up. That's up. Here we go. Is everyone ready? Oh, you can hear the gamepad, right? Okay, I'll turn the volume up. Turn that off. All right, everyone, let's enjoy our coffee. Here we go. Yeah, I agree, Monster Dong. Um, the sort of like, oh, your strength increases by 2%. With the silver, this is real hardware that we're playing on. Um, Percentage-based skills are like, it's disappointing when it says, oh, you get 1 or 2%, and it never really feels noticeable. This is it, everyone. Here we go. First gameplay playthrough here. All right, this is pretty rad. Okay, so let me know if the music is too loud. I have a hard time telling. So on the gamepad, Frontier Hunters story mode. Before we start story mode, I'll open Frontier Hunters and then I'll just show you some skills. Loading, everyone. Yeah, with Silver Falls games, I generally like to have larger percentage base. If it's like a flat percentage, it's usually something like 20, 15 percent, something that you'll actually notice. And usually I will make them like 50% boost, but you have to perform a particular action to trigger that boost. Okay, everyone, let me turn on my Wiimote. So this mode's 4 players. I'll just show you the skill wheel here. No, it does not require Wii Motion Plus. You can use old Wiimotes. Any old Wiimote as long as it works. Right, so every character has their own unique thing. Let me know if the music's too loud. Every character has their own unique layout, so I'm just going to pick one. So you can see I have my inventory here. I don't have any unique pieces yet. I've only got this basic one. But you can see I've activated, I've activated 2 skills here. So I've got this one. Mm, I got critical, plus 10% critical rate for pistols. And in the zone, so it increases power boost, which lasts the whole mission. So you can get boosts where if you perform a certain action, it'll permanently increase your power for the rest of the mission. So if you have this skill, it'll increase that boost by 1%. And this is stackable as well. Power swap. So the first shot after swapping weapons is 30% stronger. So if you see a big enemy coming up, just switch to something like your rifle or a shotgun, shoot them, and then you can just keep switching back and forth between different weapons and you can keep getting the power boost. Yeah. Well, there's no loading screens once you start story mode. So while you're reloading, you'll take less damage. So it's all sorts of different skills, and every character has their own layout. All right, let's go ahead and check. I'll turn this one off. Is that? Yeah, let's turn that off. Okay. Uh, let's see, who do we got? So we have Bjorna, Dodger, Winnie, and Rauno. Right. So those, I can't change my member until I have a different thing going on there. You can enhance your characters as well. So this is a new save file. I haven't got any experience points or anything, so I won't be able to upgrade my character. Okay, let's see what sort of equipment. So this character doesn't have anything. I'm going to give her, I'll give her the snake shotgun there. Let's go deer rifle there. And you can see you can upgrade. It tells you the stats on each weapon in the inventory. You can have up to 4 players in this mode. Actually 5, the 5th player. I'll show you the gamepad here. Hey, Oli Dog, you're still here. Oop. So with the gamepad player, they have their own gameplay. They can use the touchscreen to reload the weapons for the other players, but they can also use some support items. Can I show you that? And then you can level up the capacity and the efficiency of the support items. You can level up your capacity on your ammunition. You have to carry ammunition for different weapon types. So the gamepad player has totally different gameplay from everyone else. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, so that's sort of how that looks. Anyway, let's play a little bit of story mode and then we'll go through it. Monster Dong. No, unfortunately, the playable monsters is for Guardians and Metal Exterminators only so far. There aren't any other games where the monsters are playable, and that was it's meant as a sort of story mode, as a sort of that's that game is unique thing because it's called Guardians and Metal Exterminators. You know, and Metal Exterminators, that's the signature monster that shows up in that game. Let's see here. So far. So you have some difficulty options. Sorry if it's not focusing here. I'm going to pick chill um, because if I'm control pad, if I'm chatting with everyone, it's going to make it impossible for me to play the game. Like it really it requires your attention. The game needs your full attention, you know, because you're moving around the environment. You have to pay attention to where the enemies are. They tend to lurk in the shadows. You really need to use the applications on the gamepad. Sometimes you have to use the camera on the gamepad to see the monsters. So I won't be able to read the chat if I'm playing with monsters on. So if I do chill mode, it'll be monsters off. Yeah, bring it to a party. I think that's something people would have a lot of fun with. Again, the Frontier Hunters is going to be 5 players. Uh, there's a feature that I won't have time to implement. I really wanted to. In the story mode, I wanted to have the other, at least one extra Wiimote. You can have another person aim a flashlight, and they can help look around the environments and whatnot. But I've run out of development time for that. So I don't recommend using the Wiimote like the placeholder screen here. Um, I'm not sure I understand the question. Um, okay. Okay, everyone, this is it. So again, this is easy mode. Enemies are off. Also, I don't want to spoil anything. So in easy mode, you got Samba the dog, and he'll just travel with you. He'll go around the mountains with you. Hold on. Okay. All right, I got a snack here. This is a good dog. Hello, good dog. Yes, good doggy. You do have your items. Oop, my flashlight. There we go. We talked to Rauno. He's been in a couple of the trailers so far. All the characters have quite a bit of dialogue, so there's a fair bit of story and lore. Well, there's a lot. So for the people that enjoy the characters and lore from the series, there's a lot here to enjoy. You can keep playing it. There's a lot of hidden stuff as well. Uh, well, there's more than one dog in the world. You know what happened to Soldier? Soldier's probably busy doing 3 down star stuff. You know. So is Steven here? Uh, so anyone that's played Galaxy Bound Curse will recognize Samba. So this is Samba from Galaxy Bound Curse, the Game Boy Color game. And if you haven't played Galaxy Bound Curse yet, you can grab the ROM from a website. You can play it free. It's still public beta, so I'm still fixing some glitches and improving Galaxy Bound Curse, but you can play it for free. And this is Samba from that, so I think he's behind me anyway. So I'll show you what's happening on the gamepad here. Is you're constantly getting alerts and messages. Ah, it's blurry, right? Um, but there's sort of a messaging system. It's not gonna focus, but you'll get messages that pop up, and it says new geosignal found, and it says that there's a name and there's a message. So a geosignal is a message that someone drops in a physical location using their TechPad, and if you enter that same location, if you get within, a couple meters or a couple feet of where that person dropped a geosignal, you'll pick up the message. So it's like a digital message in a bottle. So while you're exploring this game, you're going to find a whole bunch of geosignals from a bunch of characters, some that you have never heard of, and some characters that, if you're familiar with Silver Falls, you'll recognize those characters. And you can see them dropping these geosignals all over the place. So that's one of the rewards for exploring all over the environment. This is a massive game physically in terms of the environment. You're going to find a lot of geosignals from a lot of different characters, and that's something I think is going to be fun and worth replaying story mode for. Oh, yeah. That's sorry if YouTube's streaming thing is a little choppy. Oh, right. You think Kojima would have actually directly messaged people? So what happened is my flashlight had a fault, and now there's a warning on the device, and it says your device was disconnected. You have to reconnect it. Hold on, let me do that here. Okay, let me go to the menu here, and I have to push a button to reconnect my device. And it says device connection successful. There we go. It's back online. So sometimes the game treats these as if they're Bluetooth devices. They're connected together. Sometimes when monsters attack, the radiation from the monsters can knock out your connection between these two devices. So you could end up in the dark when monsters attack, and all you have is a little bit of moonlight, and then you're struggling to get through this stupid Bluetooth menu to get the devices reconnected. I'll show you what's going on here. So I'll open one of the applications here. Uh, there's an app. Ooh, yep. There's an app called Satellite, and you can put your flashlight in different modes. So there's a metal detector. So now the flashlight is a metal detector. You can hear it making a noise. Where was it? Put it next to the mic. So you can hear there's something metal over here because the metal detector is you can hear it, right? All right. So there's pistol ammunition on the ground. So the metal detector will help you find ammunition out in the woods, but it uses a lot of battery power. There's also a radiation sensor, so you can find uh, it'll help you detect enemies. If you have the radiation sensor on, it'll actually activate. It's like a Geiger counter. And then I'll turn on the UV blaster here. So you want to use the UV blaster if you're trying to save your ammunition, but again, your battery has limited power. And then there's a mode here called Energy Share, as you can see it there, Energy Share. And if you hit Energy Share, it'll actually wirelessly transmit the battery power from your TechPad device to your battery. So that means that you're trading this battery life for this. I'll turn that on just quickly. Yeah, and it says you can send battery power from your TechPad to your satellite flashlight. Press the button to start, press the button again to stop. So um, it's sorry, it won't focus. It says energy share on, sending battery power from TechPad to the satellite. So if you are desperate and you really need more of your UV blaster, you can sacrifice some of the battery to your TechPad. So that's for emergencies only. By the time you get to the end, of the story mode, you probably are going to need to use that a fair bit. Stephen, so this is done. This is 100% done. Today's actually, I'm fine tuning a couple things. I'm just making sure that it has all the rough edges are sanded off. So as soon as I'm done with this, with our stream, again, I'm going to be sanding off some last minute rough edges and then sending that through to Nintendo. So this is like we're all testing the game one final time together. Ooh, okay. So this is something I paid a lot of attention to. I really wanted, advanced modern lighting effects and interesting visuals, something that you would expect out of a modern gaming device. It's kind of, difficult to believe that I was able to achieve something like this on, you know, 10-year-old hardware. And the Wii U wasn't even that strong when it launched as well. So being able to create visuals like this, it took a lot of work, and I'm very excited about it. And yeah, YouTube makes it run a little bit choppy, but it's very smooth. The actual when it's running on the hardware, it's quite smooth. So this is going to give you an example of when you turn the camera on. When you turn the camera on your TechPad, there's a camera app here. You'll be able to see things that you can't see with just your eyeballs. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'll pick up this pistol. I'm going to try to avoid a few things so that you guys can enjoy the game. And that's also why I've left monsters off. I want you all to have your own first experiences with the encounters in the game, so I don't want to spoil a bunch of things for you. So I've got that sound you just heard. I picked up a geosignal from, it says, I'll read it to you. It says, new geosignal found from Slim Roberts. Does anyone know how to use this dag blasted techno gadget? I'm trying to get photos of Bigfoot. So, if you're familiar with the characters, you'll recognize their personalities pretty quickly through the messages. Any chance of Ghoul Busters releasing before I have to use eSharp card instead of bank card? Uh, it's up to Nintendo right now. Nintendo is processing Ghoul Busters, and it's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of work on their side. So I appreciate that they can get the game out at all, whenever they can get it. Okay, so I've picked up a metal thing. No, we're not going to find Bigfoot. The monsters are off. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, especially with Three Down Stars, it was very hard for me to not. If you look at all of the marketing for Three Down Stars, I was very careful to not include any of the enemies because I don't want to spoil any of the game. Oh shucks, I got a pretty face. Terrence J. Smith, yes, this does. This is there's UFOs in this in Silver Falls, but I'm not gonna spoil anything for anyone. So I gave him his medal thing. Anyway, I'll let you guys. I'm kind of blocking the text anyway with myself, but you guys can talk to the characters and hang out with these Silver Falls people all you want. Yay! I got my doggo with me. Uh, what a good doggy. Um, I I had situations where testers almost fell off the balance board when they were testing the game because there's a couple different monsters. They all have different behaviors, and some of them are just if you're not ready for it, you might fall off the balance board. And it's very exciting for me to create something that's this exciting and interesting. I'm really excited to share this game with you guys. Is it possible? I think so. Um, you there's no action in the game to pet the dog, and that was something that I put a lot of thought into. Um, and you can't like pet him because there's no I don't want there to be a boundary between the objects that are in your hands. You're supposed to feel like you're in the world that you're looking at, which is why there isn't a pet option, because then that would sort of put a boundary between you and the dog in terms of context. You know what I mean? In this environment, if you turn the metal detector on, you can actually, there's a lot of, yes, there's a lot of items that are just scattered off the beaten path, so you can get a lot of extra ammunition, healing items. What I'm going to do now, I just picked this up, I'm going to eat this, I'll be able to move faster. So this is the run button. There isn't a run button on the controller, you have to eat this snack, and you can move faster. This is a good item to save if you need to run away from enemies, is eat a snack, and then you'll be able to run away. But if you don't have that snack, it's going to be tough to run away from enemies. So you can... Your phone died! No! Plug it in. You got to plug that into life support. Let me just test this here, right? This is just a big metal thing. Monster Dung for me. In this game, it's gonna be hard to run from enemies. Uh, I'm gonna say the gun button in this game is a little more useful. That's because the game is balanced to use the UV blaster, so that's why it's so tough to escape from enemies. And that's something I considered as well. Like, if you were actually in the outdoors, do you really think you could outrun a monster in the outdoors, you know? Especially if it's something like a cougar, you're not going to outrun that. I'm putting on the metal detector mode on the flashlight. We'll see if it works. Metal detector on. So I pointed at this anchor here. So you can see it will detect metal objects. I'll go ahead and save my battery power. Turn that off. Oop, got another message there, so I'm taking a shortcut. I'm going off the beaten path. There's plenty of shortcuts. You can take a lot of alternate routes, and I found some ammunition on the ground. Sweet. Ah, yeah, there's another swift snack there. Cool. So for anyone that's familiar with Galaxy Bound Curse on the Game Boy Color, this is Sheriff Fred here. Yeah, if you have a swift snack, there's a pretty good chance you could outrun them actually. If you can use the terrain and sort of outmaneuver the enemy, because they'll have a tough time climbing up rocks. So if you're placed well, you can escape the enemies. This is Fred. I actually really like this cigarette pack that he has taped to his suspenders there. The tape will actually catch the lighting on the flashlight. It's actually very visible. So, how does your flashlight charge? So there's only one way to charge your flashlight, and you can wirelessly send power from your game or your Techpad to your flashlight. I'll show you here. I'll open this app, and there's a button here that you press, and you can see that it's power share. So it's or energy share. So it's sending power from your Techpad to your flashlight. So that's the only way to charge your power. So it's limited. So you have to be very careful with your playthrough. Yeah, you cannot charge the Techpad. Uh, right now, see, I had energy share on earlier, so uh, it did charge up my flashlight. So right now I'm at 90% my Techpad's 90%, and it says my flashlight's 100% because I turned on energy share for a bit. Robocoop. Will there be another way to access the info from 3 Down Stars loading screen since the loading times will be reduced? I'm going to add a button, so now you can press A. So when the loading is ready, it'll say, press A to proceed. or A to continue. So now it'll wait for you to push a button on the loading screen, so you can take your time to read it. I I don't know if anyone will like hack and patch uh, this game after it launches. People can, you know what people are like. They can probably hack the game and they can probably get Doom running on the Techpad in this game. Who knows? People can do anything. People who believe themselves can achieve anything. I'm gonna eat another. I've got a couple of these. I'm gonna eat another one. Put my gun on. There's no monsters in this mode, but you can see. There you go. I'm moving real fast here. Okay, we got another familiar face here. Found some pistol ammo. Okay, so I'm walking here. I've got geosignals from characters all over the place. Oh, I should have read that one. Sorry. I'll try to read the geosignals, but I'd prefer people play the game and discover the geosignals. Ooh. So I actually just got a message. If you have a look here, it gave me an alert and it says air core device detected. Bear's trail camera is nearby. Connect to the air core device to access data. So it says someone's wireless um, uh, trail camera. So there's a trail camera on the ground there, and it alerted me to it. And I picked up a geo signal from Bear Green Tree, and it says, "Okay, who's the wise guy that keeps tearing down my trail cameras? I'm not touching your stuff, so don't touch mine." All right. So this says, "I'd like to check the camera if any useful photos, but I shouldn't take things that don't belong to me." Uh, So there's a trail camera on the ground. I'm going to open my AirCord list. So AirCord is like Bluetooth for Silver Falls. And if you have a look there, a new device has actually showed up at the bottom there. It says Trail Camera OT8, so you can connect to the trail camera wirelessly and see what's on it. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to spoil anything. I'll save that for you guys. I think there's some items down there as well. If you guys want to remember to turn your metal detector on, there's extra ammunition down there. I can see it. I don't need to grab it. Okay. Bigfoot doesn't want people taking pictures of him. And actually, I'll turn off my flashlight here. Okay, so I've turned off my flashlight. And you see there's a flashlight app there? I'm going to open the flashlight. And you can see that you can actually use this uh, as a limited light source. You can see I'm aiming it. I'll turn that off. But this dim light actually won't attract the enemies because it's so dim. So it's actually quite useful. Oop, it's quite useful to use this limited light as well. But obviously, it has much less range. But uh, if you want to save the battery power on your flashlight, uh, this is a useful app to use as well. You can see there are certain situations where you just don't get a lot of light, but you know what? That's what phone cameras or phone flashlights are like, aren't they? I'll turn this back on, and then I'll turn my um, flashlight app off as well. What happens when your gamepad dies? You can no longer access any of the apps on the gamepad, and you're gonna have to. It's gonna be tough. You can still complete the game without it, but it's gonna be tough. And that's like um, any survival horror game. Is if you waste your resources and if you're not careful, you probably won't be able to get through to the end of the game. And it is a bit punishing, but the game is designed with that in mind. There's no save points in story mode. The whole story mode is designed. Story mode is designed to be played in one sitting, and that's why there's no save points, and that's why I'm I have the benefit of creating a game that um, it requires you to play well. If you don't play well, you're not going to make it through to the end of the story mode, and it's just a focused single experience. The experience itself is focused on providing a good quality experience as opposed to a 50-hour adventure. That's why there's Frontier Hunters, the second game mode, that's going to give you tons and tons of replay value, dozens of hours, you know? Yeah, you could do a no gamepad challenge run if you wanted. It's going to be tough. And that's why I have the option to use the nunchuck. Because if you wanted to be a bit more action oriented, if you kind of remember where you can pick up all the ammunition, you could play it like a first person shooter if you wanted to. I've been in situations, especially in playing the Resident Evil games. Oh, you mentioned Alan Wake. Who mentioned that? Who mentioned Alan Wake? Terrence, you mentioned Alan Wake. I actually am a fan of Alan Wake. I played it. I think I played it on my 3D projector when the game. I played it on PC. I had a 3D projector. Uh, that game is awesome. I really, really enjoyed that. I haven't seen the remaster yet. I haven't seen many games because I've been so busy working. So hopefully I'll be able to catch up uh, with my backlog soon. So my this Wiimote, I don't know. I found this Wiimote in my cabinet. The plus button doesn't work so great on it, so you can see me struggling a little bit. Uh, I was using another Wiimote, but the two buttons stopped working on that. My flashlight disconnected. Come on, come on, flashlight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sometimes your flashlight enters emergency mode. I got a geosignal from Tira Dollarbuck. Don't want to spoil anything, so there are certain ones I won't read. Oh, I bet it looks great on PS5. I'm gonna look it up after the stream, actually. Hey, Rauno! What took you so long to get up here? Are you out of shape or something? Rude. I've been working, all right. This is no big deal for me. I normally go biking and rock climbing every other week. I will take this health drink. Thank you. Um, oh, I don't want to waste my. Oh, there's another snack over here. This is a pro tip for you guys in the stream. There's a Swift snack. So actually, I'm gonna try and get to a hidden area here. Uh, only you guys will know about this hidden area. You gotta kind of cut your own trail here. Got a first aid juice. Ooh, hello? There's a hidden area. Yeah, I set a bunch of items out here, so if you follow the items, you can find this hidden trail here. Oh, I got a geo signal. It's from Kevin Kamaka. Steel, you're being a total a-hole. Stop posting spoilers and ruining books and movies. Oh, there's a character who's dropping geo signals. Again, those are like digital messages in a bottle. And there's a character who's just posting spoilers for books and movies. So sometimes you'll be walking around and you'll get a spoiler on your Techpad. And this guy just said stop posting spoilers. Oh, I picked up an emergency stick. Uh, if anyone has played Three Down Stars, they'll know you can what emergency weapons are for. So press the 2 button and make that go away. So you actually do get a limited amount of melee weapons. As you can see, that was one of them. If you play hard mode, you actually get a lot more melee weapons, and that's because the enemies are quite a bit tougher in hard mode. If you press 2 on the Wiimote, that'll toggle through your equipped weapons, but they're quite breakable. Yeah, the guy is posting spoilers. Such a chat. Yeah, so for me, I'm using the gamepad and the Wiimote with um, the D-pad as the control option right now. I prefer the nunchuck because you have your analog control. Obviously, movement's much smoother. Um, but generally, for single player, this is the best way to play it. Yeah. And so if you enjoyed, if you've played Three Down Stars, and you really like the lore that's in the loading screens for Frontier Fighters, you know, it mentions like there's a bunch of movies and books. that it talks about. The guy that's posting spoilers, he's gonna ruin some of those for you. Yeah. I paid a lot of attention to try to make the environments feel populating. Like, there's a lot of geometry graphs. It's not just a texture, um, and it's a lot of a lot of attention to detail for that. But it's a balancing act trying to keep the Wii U running smoothly. So this terrain, you gotta. It's a bit of a climb. Okay, I'm climbing. I'm climbing. Come on. Yep, there's an item up there. Okay, I got a geo signal from Nicholas Dollarbuck. If anyone's read the novel, you can read the novel for free on our website. Nicholas Dollarbuck says, "Be careful around here. This place has been reported to be a hotspot for alien abductions." So, um, yeah, if you want to read the novel, I enjoy getting messages from people, and then they tell me that they're having a laugh reading the novel. So I do appreciate that. Right. So I don't have a shotgun yet, so I can't pick that up. It kind of sucks, but maybe I'll find one later. Okay. Oh yeah, there's GPS. There's a GPS app as well, and it has footprint markers. So like a breadcrumb trail. So it will tell you. It'll show you where you've been. You can sort of keep track of where you're going. So uh, there is a GPS map, but using the GPS map, it will use up your battery faster on your TechPad. And if you look at your map, this is a sort of a hidden trail that's quite rough. It's off the beaten path, so it's not as visible as the story. The story guides you with a pretty visual trail, so you know where to go. And this is a secret hidden area, so this is less obvious. Let's see. I've lost. I actually think I might need the map here in a second. Let's see. No, I think I'm still going the right way. Yeah, I'm looking at the environment. I'm going the right way here. Yeah, it's this way. Are you able to flip the gamepad screen? Unfortunately, no, you can't. You can't flip it. Yeah. Oh, hey. Alrighty. Rock on. Okay. I found a shotgun. Looks like it hasn't been here for very long. I might, I mean, I say I might, fix this device and open it up. I think it needs to be fixed. I don't have time to open up this Wiimote and fix it, but the plus button doesn't always listen. I don't have any. Try and grab the ammo when I go back. I'll go back that way. All right. Okay. Here we go. Oh, okay. So if you're interested in the apps, there's there's a couple games on here. There's one called Cool Drive X. I'll show you Cool Drive X. It's a stunt racing game. You can I can't see what's going on. Is it I can't see. There's ramps. You can do stunts. Every time you start story mode, the game generates random ramps for you, and there's a bunch of different props. So you can try and do fun jumps and hit different platforms and whatnot. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on here. I can't reach the controls to drift. I can't see what's going on. Okay. Um, yeah, there's I hope I don't spoil this for people. There's a two-player game on here called Octobrawl Lite. This is a two-player battle game where you each play as an octopus. You need a second gamepad to connect. So if you have a second player, player one controls the blue octopus, and then player two controls the red octopus, and you try to knock each other off the platform. It's not focusing. I can't see what's going on, but it's a two-player game where you can fight each other. So that's another one of the games as well. So yeah, there's a couple, and then hopefully with updates, I can add more games to it as well. So that's one of my intentions. Is hopefully the game sells well, we can tell everyone we know about the game, they pick it up, and then in a couple months' time, I can do an update, and then I'll add maybe 4 or 5 new games to the TechPad. No, sorry, a GamePad Pro. I mean a, a Pro controller. If someone else has a Pro controller, you can use the Pro controller for the second player on Octo Brawl Lite. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I just want people to have a lot of fun with it, you know. Cool. How much did I get? Uh, I got three rounds for that. Okay. Uh-oh. Is this? Am I going? Am I going? Uh-oh. That's going downhill. I want to go uphill. Hold on. Sorry, I got lost showing you guys the tech pad. I'm just gonna eat this snack here. Okay, where is it? Yeah, think I think this is where I want. Yeah, this is where I want to go. Yeah. So you notice a fair bit of popping with those trees, uh, and that's because this game is extremely detailed. Uh, I could push that pop-in back a little bit, but it has a huge impact on performance. So for me, the trade-off was if I want the pop-in to be farther back, uh, the frame rate's really going to suffer. So this was the solution was there it pops in a little bit. Yes, when you play games on the tech pad, it does use the battery faster. So just as it would on a real device. Okay. This is a geosignal from Romanic Rodriguez. All these cryptid geosignals are so cool. Do you guys have a cryptid club or something I can join? Oh, um, yeah. I'm a gamer too, so I don't like seeing pop in. And if the game is good, you justify. There are times where you can justify it. Because this is extremely detailed, dense. But when you have a game that doesn't look that detailed, you kind of wonder like, why is there popping if the game doesn't look that good? So my justification is at least, up close. Uh, I want this game to look very good. So we found another familiar face. Let's chat to Dan real quick. I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee. Yeah, you can see I have the fog, but it's dynamic fog. It's not like forced. Um, and this is the exact visibility. If it was less visible, uh, it would be too easy for monsters to sneak up on you. It'd be hard to deal with the monsters because they're pretty fast in this game. So you need to be able to deal with them from a distance. That's why the fog doesn't get too thick. Yeah, I agree. It was tough work getting the frame rate what it is, and it's smooth. It's very playable. Yeah. Okay, so there's our buddy. Uh, I don't want to spoil all the dialogue. You guys can hang out with Bull and talk to him when you play the game yourselves. There is a hidden item here, so it's it's just us here. No one's watching us. I'm going to show you guys a secret. This is a pro tip right here. This is hidden. Oh, my flashlight died. All right. No one else is going to know about this. It's just me and you guys. You'll be the only ones that know. So, uh, I don't want to spoil that. I'll just show you guys where it is. Uh, you're not going to find that on your first playthrough if you're just playing it because it's pretty hidden. But now you guys know where it is. So you're the only ones here in the chat. You're the only ones that know where that flamethrower is. And that's certain enemies are bulletproof. and you get an app later on actually that emits a high frequency sound that makes those enemies vulnerable. Otherwise, if you try to shoot those enemies, you're going to waste your ammunition. They're totally bulletproof. So when you use this app, I don't have it on here. You need to get to a certain point in the game. You install an app, it emits a loud sound, and then the animals reveal a weak point. Not an animal, the monster reveals a weak point when you hit him with the app. So you're actually, with this enemy, you have to open up the app, you have to aim the Techpad at them, and then you have to shoot the weak spot that becomes revealed. So you're using both the Techpad and your gun to fight this enemy. And I think those are really exciting encounters. The difficulty is when you get paired up with multiple monster types. Uh, you you're gonna have fun. So let's see. It's a pretty big world out there. But there are invisible boundaries to stop you from going, like off the world, sort of. I might need to add new batteries to my Wiimote. Um, I, batteries in here, I think they're dying. All right, I'm gonna eat a fast snack. Yeah, Monster Dong. Thanks for thanks for being interested in the game. So, yeah, if you guys want to help me out, you can really help Silver Falls. Go to game websites or forums or whatnot, and just let people know that this game is coming out, and uh, let them know what you saw on the stream, and yeah, tell them what it's like, and then just see if that's something they'd be interested in. I'm gonna I'm gonna try and stumble. Actually, there's no monsters. I don't even need to pick up the shotgun ammo. But you remember earlier I saw the shotgun ammo. Um, if I wanted to turn on my metal detector, I could find it. I don't really need it right now. I'm just gonna take a shortcut down this hill here. Grab my first aid drink. All right. I'm gonna just follow these signals here now. Oh, if you want to check your health, so you have an app called the health meter. It's not going to focus, is it? You got to put your fingerprint right there. Here, you know what? I'm just going to adjust my webcam for a second here. So I'll adjust the lighting, configure video, brightness, exposure. What if I do that? Can you see it now? What if I did that? Can you see it now? Yeah. So you can see it. I'm at 100% health. Uh, there's no monsters in this mode, so I'm going to stay at 100% health. Jacob, oh, you plan on buying all 7 games? I really appreciate that. Um, it should be about 90 US dollars for the 7 games that are coming out soon. Um, I really don't want to go over that price. It's asking a lot of money. Um, it's 7 full games. They're not small games. As you can see, they all have this kind of what you're seeing here. This is such a small portion of the game, but all of the games that I'm working on have this kind of depth to them. There's a lot of thought that goes into the design, and all of the games have this amount of effort and content in it. So it should be 90 for the games that are coming up, and then for episode Prelude, that one is what is that? Is that nine US dollars for episode Prelude? So if you wanted all 7 upcoming games in episode Prelude, um, it'd probably be about $100. Yeah, it's 7 full games. Uh, okay, here, right. So the characters are holding these flares so that they'll help you not get lost because the environment is huge. And then you do have the map as well, so it's if you're not careful, you can get lost, but there are the characters holding the flares, and you have your map as well. Oop, exit out of there. Okay. Oh, right, thanks. 7.99 for episode Prelude. Thank you for that, Luna Knights. I'll eat another snack here. All right, everyone. Let's see what else can I. Oh, this is a fun detail as well here. Oh, I'll adjust my webcam again so we can have a look at this. Yeah, so I wanted to make it so that even if you don't want to play the story mode, there's a couple games on here. You know, there's at least one multiplayer game on here. Uh, so even if you just wanted to boot up story mode to play some of the fun little games on there, you can. Okay, I'm gonna reduce that brightness just a little bit more. What if I did like that? How about that? Yeah, there we go. So there's actually a web browser on here, and obviously it's fake. It's a fake web browser, but it's more about the lore and character building. You can see what the characters been searching on the web browser. There's a message here. It says unable to load web page content. Um, and there's a couple tabs that are open here. Uh, let's see. I'll open. There's a website there. You can read content on some of the websites. There's a couple. There's lore to really get stuck into and enjoy. Uh, or you can also play this match 3 game. You use the analog stick to rotate it. I wanted to add like a scoring mode to this game, but I ran out of time for development. So in an update patch later on, I'll add a scoring mode to this match 3 game. There's quite a few stuff on there. I personally actually really like Octo Brawl Lite. Yeah, thanks, Lunar Knights. Um, all right, I'm moving fast here. Okay, so I'm looking. If you turn your light off, it kind of makes it a little easier to see where the nearest flare is, so you can see where you have to go. Oh, I found a magical girl pretty pilot trading card on the ground. Let's read this. I remember I couldn't go to the trip to Europe. His parents were always fighting. I sold a bunch of my rarest cards so Ken could go on the trip to Europe. I've never seen him so happy. He couldn't stop talking about how much he loved the trip for months after he got back. Ah, my flashlight got a fault again. I'll avoid the spoilers on that. Come on, flashlight. Come back. I'll turn my flashlight off, see where the nearest flare is. So you can see the flares give off just a subtle hint of light. So if you look in the distance, you can follow them. I'm going to go this way, though. You can see uh, there's a small pond here. And the effects are a little bit glitchy, but getting any kind of like a water effect like this on the Wii U was actually very tough. So the fact that I was able to get it, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy that I got what I got. So you can explore this area. There's a lot to explore in this area. I'm gonna leave this area. It extends back a little bit. I'll leave it unexplored. You guys can explore that when you play the game. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm going to give you a pro tip, though. This is between me and you guys. Uh, when you're playing on normal mode, maybe don't shine your flashlight directly into the lake. Uh, just be careful about that. If you're looking at the lake, turn your flashlight off. You can't jump in the water. No, you cannot go in there. There's invisible walls. I would love to have like a swimming mechanic, but I didn't have time with the development. Uh, and it's only one body of water. Cool shotgun ammo. In the future, I'd like to do games that have more outdoor exploration with water mechanics in the future. It's Monster Dong. You'll point the water flashlight at the water and see what happens. It's for me. As a fan of survival horror, I get really worried when the game starts giving you ammunition. Like you, you know the moment in a survival horror where it just starts giving you healing items and ammunition like a bunch, and you're like, oh no, oh, what's gonna happen? Steven, um, White Inside Its Umbra and Ghoul Busters are 100% done. Are any of the other 5 done in development? So, most of them, are, like Undertakers for Wii U, is uh, like 95% done. There's just a couple bonus mechanics I want to add in for that. You know, I mentioned the extra mode for Wii U Undertakers, the Survivors mode. That's 5 players. I'm adding a few more things to that because I just want it to be as fun as possible. Again, I can always add more content with updates as well, but that one's it's done. I just need to add some things. Let's see here. Guardians and Metal Exterminators. That one's done. Again, I need one more day to fine tune, sand off some rough edges, and then send that through to Nintendo. So, and there's a little bit of bonus content or extra content I want to add to Guardians as well. There's the 2 Gaiden games. Um, they're both well, the Wii U one's about 85% done, and then the 3DS Gaiden, uh, that's about halfway done, and I'm gonna have to haul. I'll have to haul butt, if you know what I mean, to get these games done very quickly because I'm running out of time. And then you have Vicarious Bros, and then that one's about halfway done. So I'm just gonna have to put in a ton of hours to get these games out quickly. Yeah, Jacob. The demo is very rough though. The demo's like 3 years old, and it uses an old version of the framework, so it feels and looks much worse than the final version of Three Down Stars that's out on the shop right now. But it'll give you an idea of what the story and the mechanics are like. But just yeah, keep in mind that Three Down Stars on the eShop, it's taken into account 2 years of feedback from people, so we've improved a lot of the game mechanics. It's a lot smoother. It's faster. The camera's better. Aiming is better. So yeah, the demo gives you an idea, but it's not anywhere near as good as the actual game itself. Yeah, Vicarious Bros and Gaiden, and I want to focus on um, just one game at a time. Really, I don't want to just throw all the games at you at once. So we'll focus on a little bit. But people have asked for Gaiden and Vicarious Bros. So I'll start sharing videos of those pretty soon. Steven, yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot of games and it's been a lot of work. And that's why I wanted to make sure every single game was different, different gameplay style, different visuals, because then it doesn't feel like the series is bloated. If every game plays differently, I think it's exciting to see, oh man, what's this game going to be like, We still haven't got to the dating sim yet, where you get to kiss as many different Silver Falls characters as you can. So you'll know I've run out of ideas when I make a dating sim where you can get to kiss everyone. Luna Nights. So the reason why there isn't more night gameplay is because uh, it's actually very difficult to implement real-time lighting. Uh, and there's so few areas that have nighttime gameplay in Three Down Stars is because I have to handcraft the terrain instead of using like specialized tools that help you create the terrain. I have to like carve it all by hand, and it has to be a small area because it impacts the frame rate. So it was very tough even getting any nighttime scenes in Three Down Stars. Uh, Hopefully, I can bring a game to Switch, and there will be much more nighttime gameplay on that because I can have real time lighting and it'll look like like episode Prelude, as you saw. Oh, I got high moisture detected in ambient air. This tech pad is not waterproof. Take caution to avoid damage to your device. Uh, I got a geo signal from Annalise from Three Down Stars. So Annalise says, "Hey Penny, did you see those funny geo signals about creepy headless cryptids that freak out over bright lights? Wouldn't that be so cool?" So yeah, you'll get geo signals from familiar characters as well. All right, we got a character here. This is Winnie. Hey, did you see something weird just now? Something like it. See, this is one thing that I'm talking about, and I'll show you here. How their heads can snap to look at you like that. That's like it's small things like that that I'm fixing today. That um, it's not necessary for the gameplay, but those are the things that I usually leave to the last minute. I'll fix those, and that's what I'm working on. So when I finish the stream, I'll be just sanding down the rough edges, things like that. Steven, hey, take care. Thanks for joining on the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you, Steven. And thanks again for all your support. I really appreciate it. Monster Dong, didn't Tomimeki Memorial get a translation recently? Um, I don't know. I I haven't heard of that game. I'll look it up. I don't know what it is, but again, I love all kinds of, especially horror games that didn't get localized. Um, I've played through horror games that are just in Japanese because I really enjoy um, horror games. Even if I can't read what's going on, I'll try my best. Um, I'll look it up. That sounds really cool. Tokimeki Memorial. I'll look for it. Yeah, Luna Knights, if you haven't noticed it in the extras menu for 3 down stars, check out the extras menu, and then Zero Chapter is actually the uh, the 3 down stars demo, and that's its own standalone chapter. So that's included in the full game as well. The greatest dating sim series ever made by the maker of Castlevania. All right, I have to check that out. That's fantastic. There's a tent here with items scattered. I'll take the first aid juice. I got a geo signal. This is from Ken. This is the cousin that's gone missing. It says, moved my tent closer to the trail. There's some animal stalking me all day. Anyone out there should be very careful too. Okay? So, getting a little ominous. And I haven't been reading the geo signals from Ken because I don't want to spoil things. All right. And these are the sort of details that I really tried to pay extra attention to. Like you can see you can even see like the fabric of the tent, to try and make things feel that they're highly detailed. Because again, I want it to look like it's running on a modern console. I don't want it to look like the game came out on a console from 10 years ago. Okay, so this is another pro tip for you guys. I'm sure you'll figure it out on your own. This is another area where if you turn your metal detector on, you'll find a lot of resources out in this area here. I think there's a bit of shotgun and magnum ammunition out here. So turn on your metal detector, go for a walk in there. Uh, if you think you need the ammunition, go ahead and check out that that there's a meadow of flowers out there. Oh no, your phone's dying, Luna Knights? We'll probably wrap up the stream pretty soon. I probably should get back to work pretty soon. So there's bright green light in the valley there. We'll continue on for just a little bit more, and then yeah. So I think I've showed some fun stuff on the Techpad. Uh, and see the battery power on these is they're about 69%, 68%. Okay, I got a funny geo signal. Um, that's because I don't have to deal with any monsters. If you do have to deal with monsters, you'll find that you're probably going to need your UV blaster a fair bit. That's going to use up a fair bit of battery power. There's a boat up there. Uh, don't know how it got there. It's sitting up there. That's not where a boat should be. How does it even get through there? Of course, yeah. It's a horror movie. You gotta go up the stairs when you hear a scary noise. And there's you can travel off the beaten path. There's a lot of hidden stuff. Again, there's a lot of lore that you're gonna find, a lot of items that you'll find going off the path. As you can see, the game's pretty big. And again, there's no loading time. It's just seamless for story mode. You just go for it. Ah. Nikatha, when you aren't sure if it's a design choice or a glitch. Exactly. I'm not judging the boat. You know, the boat can go where it wants. You know, I'm just saying I've personally never seen a boat impaled on two trees before. So it's a learning experience for me. Now I know that it is possible for a boat to be impaled by two trees. And I'll try to be better in the future about judging boats. We have another familiar face here. Oh, hi there. You startled me popping up all of a sudden. If you don't mind me joining the search party. This, I think this game is about 500 megabytes, thereabouts. So it'll be around 500, yeah. Okay, so I don't want to, you guys can go through the story and experience the story at your own pace. It'll give you some hints at the lore, the connection to the other Silver Falls stories. Uh, yeah. So if you swing your flashlight, that performs a melee attack. So there you go. So if there's any enemies nearby, you could give them a thump. But again, your melee weapons, they will break. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, hi. I thought I just thought I'd come over here. I heard you guys were looking for aliens. You guys got aliens here? Show us them aliens. No, the flashlight is unbreakable. If you weren't aware, um, flashlights in the real world can't be broken. Flashlights are impervious to all damage. And so I just wanted to recreate the realism of flashlights in the real world by making the flashlight unbreakable. So you can't perform a melee attack with a flashlight. You can only perform a melee attack if you have a weapon. So say like this guy here. I've got a stick. I actually have two sticks. I picked one up earlier. See, if I swing it, nothing happens. You can hear that activating. So, and you press 2 to toggle through your melee items. And in easy and normal mode, again, you don't get a lot of melee weapons. You only get like a couple sticks. In hard mode, you're going to get a few more because you'll need them. It won't break if you hit a wall. It's not Ocarina of Time. So you can take comfort in knowing that your your sticks and your axes will be okay. Nikatha, the diner is not in this. People chat about it, they talk about it, but it will start featuring in the games as a location that you can visit. But you know, it's all about pacing. You can't just chuck everything into one game and say this game has everything in it. Everything takes time to develop, and I want to make sure that the diner, I want to make sure it perfectly matches the description that you see in the book, the way that the characters describe it in the games. I want to make sure that in terms of the atmosphere, the spirit, and the visuals, the diner feels absolutely spot on in terms of how it's described. So that takes time. Yep, we're looking for my cousin. This is what it takes. Just hanging out. I love the giant snipe in Ocarina of Time. You know what? Me personally, and this is before uh, any like, this is before I even like use the internet and whatnot. I used to do challenge runs on Ocarina of Time. My cousins, they had a kid, so my nephew John. when there were family parties, I would try to impress him, and I would say, "Hey, John, you want to? I'll play Ocarina of Time. Let me show you this cool thing." I would show him the trick on how to replace uh, items with extra bottles, so you get extra bottles. And then I used to do a challenge where I would break the knife on purpose, and then I would try to play through the game with just the broken knife. And it's tough because the range is very short, and you really rely on the jumping attack. You have to Z target or L target, and then do your jumping because it's pretty weak. That was a fun challenge, and that was even before I saw the internet doing challenge runs and that sort of thing. Hey, Radical R, how's it going? I'll catch up with you later. My knee hasn't been the same since someone took a crowbar to it. Nancy Kerrigan, You want to be a figure skater? Someone takes a crowbar to the knee, or a baseball bat, whatever it was. It's such a great troll. Giant Snipe is a great troll. Okay, well, I don't want to spoil anything else about the game. We can just chat. We can hang out for a little while longer, and then I'll get back to work afterwards. So, does anyone have any questions? Let's just hang out. Let's just chat for a bit before I go back to work. Uh, uh-oh. Yeah, that's creepy. So, I won't spoil that. A creepy thing happens on your gamepad. I'm gonna leave that there. Sorry, I'm kind of brimming with laughter because there's a part here that it builds up a lot of tension. Some creepy stuff happens to your tech pad. I'm not gonna spoil it. Here, I'll help you. Assumes NPC pose. That's right. Oh yeah. So what's happened here? Uh, no, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll just leave it there. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Yeah. So yeah, if your flashlight has a fault and if there's an emergency, and it runs out of battery power, this red beam comes on, and the red beam is like an emergency thing. It allows you to still aim, so you can still see because you rely on your flashlight to see where you're pointing the Wiimote. Uh, and if you can't turn the flashlight on, this beam appears so that you have a little bit of red glow on the ground, and then you can still see where you're aiming, so that still lets you play the game. Oh, let's just hang out here with Karn then. We'll have a cool scene here. How about that? Monster Dung, do you have the time to play any games with all your development? I've been curious what games you are playing since you said you like to play other games more than your own. Uh, I don't. I don't have any time to play other games. Um, Once in a while, I'll play Smash Bros. With some friends, but that's right now that's pretty rare. Normally, I like to do that every week, every other week. Some friends. It's just a good social thing. It's a good way to hang out, catch up with friends during the week, and that's if everyone isn't totally exhausted from the work week. Um, right now, it's mainly just Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that's because we can pick up and play, uh, and you don't have to worry about um, where you were in a storyline. I couldn't play an RPG right now. I couldn't play a game with a big campaign because I would have to put it down for months at a time. Yeah. If your flashlight dies, you die in real life. That's hard mode. That's very hard mode. Yeah, you have to buy the special. There's a special Wiimote that has like a stun gun built into the handle, so if it runs out of power, it just shocks you in real life as punishment. We're still trying to get that passed with Nintendo. They're being real weird about it. Why are they being so weird? Um, I told him it'd be a cool idea, so we'll see. Hi, Droid. What was your first software project? I struggle to motivate myself while trying to learn Python for work. Um, yeah, my first projects I was using RPG Maker for, and I would have had, Windows 98. It would have been RPG Maker 95. Um, and if you do want to get into game development, I highly recommend don't don't try to learn game development by learning how to program or use a programming interface at the same time. It's going to make it extremely difficult, and that's what's going to discourage you, and often it'll just stop you dead in your tracks on your journey. What I recommend is using a program that doesn't require any programming. It just lets you make a game. So I recommend something like RPG Maker, and that is because it lets you start learning the process of what it takes to make a game. You start to figure out logistically, what do I have to do to make a game, and RPG Maker doesn't require any programming. You can also use Game Maker Studio. That doesn't require any programming. Um, and there are some options with Unity where uh, you can get a framework. A lot of these frameworks are free from the Unity Asset Store, and there are some excellent ones that you can purchase, and they do all the work for you. But still, Unity is more advanced, and it requires a fair bit more work than something like RPG Maker or Game Maker Studio. So if you do want to start making your own games, I highly recommend using a program like either of those two. And there's a few other options out there, uh, but just do one where the program doesn't get in your way, because Unity and Unreal, they'll get in your way. It's a lot of work, but once you learn logistically what it takes to plan and put a game together, um, after you get comfortable with that, then you can move on to game engines that offer you more freedom, where you can create exactly what you want to create. Yeah. Since the start of the year, I was working 130 hours a week. There's no socializing. I have archery club. I have two music clubs, and I had to put those on hold. And it's just working all day long, as fast as you can. Um, and it's because I chose to do it. I just want to make something cool for people. And this was our chance. Nintendo said that the eShops are ending, and I thought, okay, I'll make something cool for people while I can. And then hopefully after these 7 games launch, I don't have to work those sort of brutal hours for the rest of the year. But I do have to get our Switch games working as well. Oh yeah, so if you guys haven't seen the Kickstarter for Pokemon Mini, the little console, the Pokemon Mini, I have a quick Kickstarter on right now, and it's not um, the campaign isn't to pay for development. Uh, I'll handle the development costs and whatnot, and the time and the work that goes into it. The Kickstarter is just to buy the hardware itself. So to buy the Pokemon Mini console, and then the development hardware, so I can put the game on a cartridge and deploy it. Um, I need to check the legality of putting the game on a cartridge and selling it just as a hobbyist, like a hobbyist homebrew thing, because people have said that they would like a physical cartridge. Um, so I am looking into that. And again, I'm a registered developer with Nintendo. We have a very good relationship, and I don't want to do anything to mess that up. So I'll have to be very careful and see, because the Pokemon Mini, Silver Falls on Pokemon Mini, will be a free homebrew. It's not an official title. We're not using any Nintendo IPs, so it's just a free homebrew thing. So if you guys would like to contribute to the Kickstarter campaign, feel free to check that out. Make full 3 down stars in RPG Maker. That'd be very cool. I'm a big RPG fan, so. But yeah, there is Frontier Fighters Mini, so you can enjoy the atmosphere, the vibe of 3 down stars uh, in a different game genre, and then you can also use Easy RPG on a lot of different emulator enabled consoles, and you can play Frontier Fighters Mini. That's one of our free games that you can play as well. Yeah, exactly. Look, your cousin's already out there. He's He's already, he's wandering around the mountains. We can save him later. It's not a big deal. He's already out here. We're already out here. There's no rush. Look, we're all eating fast snacks and shooting monsters out here. We're all in the same boat. There's a bunch of these cards. I think there's like 40 of these magical girl pretty pilot cards to collect. You know what? I won't I won't spoil it, but maybe we'll wander around and oh, you know what? Frontier Hunters. Yeah, Frontier Hunters. Let's go. Nice, your phone is dying. Take care. Well, thanks for hanging out on the stream. It's always fun to hang out. We'll catch up again soon. All right, go to Frontier Hunters. The Wii U has a Pokemon Mini emulator, so it counts as a fourth Wii U game if you tilt your head funny. Hey, cool. I didn't even know about that. That's awesome. Bonus points if you can get the infrared motion of the gamepad to work. Yeah, Frontier Hunters. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, one of our stretch goals is to um, purchase multiple Pokemon mini consoles and to try to get multiplayer working. And then I would like players to be able to trade resources back and forth. Oh, sorry. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. Golden Ridge Ranch. I'm going to join. I hope it doesn't get too loud. I'm not sure how loud it'll be. Here we go. We'll just do a quick thing. White Inside Its Umbra. Radical R. Actually, I was going to ask if anyone would be angry if I did the wrong its for White Inside Its Umbra. If would you decide to not buy the game if I use the wrong its, and see if people said, yeah, if you put an apostrophe there, I wouldn't have supported the game. Frontier Hunters. Frontier Hunters. Okay. I might lower it a bit. Ah, yeah. You can use all your plastic gun peripherals if you want. Ooh, I got it. Ah, swing your hammer. You can you can use your melee weapon if you want. It's an emergency thing. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dying. I gotta reload. Okay, see the hammer. That was not hammer time. That was a bad hammer time. I'm out of health items. Shocking this guy. I'm out of. I was see. I was being funny with my hammer. And I took a ton of damage. So I might not be able to do this level because I was being funny. Sorry guys, I was being funny with a hammer. I died. I was getting sniped in the background. Well, I mean this loading screen is kind of you know the the Umbra, but the Umbra of what? Yeah, if I put an apostrophe in that title, unplayable. I would have quit as a game developer if I put an apostrophe in there. I'm of the hashtag anti-apostrophe. So every time you return to the hub, different characters will be sitting around the campfire. I think it's just a. I really enjoy this kind of iconography of friends that are just sort of sitting around a campfire. So different characters will show up, and you can just sort of enjoy the vibe. Um, bruh. All right, let's try that again. All right, we're going in. We're going in. I'm gonna play properly this time. Yeah, I'm a big House of the Dead fan. Really enjoy. Uh, take my quarters. I'll bring a whole bag of quarters. I'll put that in the machine. You know, if you're by yourself in the arcade, you can do House of the Dead with two guns. That's always a benefit. Okay, take care, Luna Knights. We'll see you. Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you on the stream. All right, I'm playing properly. The enemies do have weak points. If you shoot their funny ghibli bits, it'll do extra damage. Shit. Reload, reload. Ah, there's a guy back there. Oh, got him. Ah, damn. So it really helps having a gamepad player because the gamepad player can reload your ammunition for you. I got a shotgun and a rifle. Okay, I'll use the rifle a little bit. Oh, I have an attack ready. I took him out in one shot. I'll do a physical attack on the next enemy and I'll show you. Press 1 to attack. Yeah, take that. Got him. Rifle's very strong. I'm wasting my I'm wasting my rifle ammo. I missed. I'm playing so badly right now. Okay, reload. I'm trying to shoot his tumors. I missed the tumor. You build up your special attack energy. See, I have the special attack ready. You build that up by shooting the tumors on the enemies. The bear's pretty slow. And then you can deal more damage by hitting the face as well. Sniped him. Ah, take that. Ah, reload, reload. Attack, attack. Yes. Ugh. Yeah, I got the tumor. Yeah. All right. I better heal. All right, that's my only health item. Oh, there's a guy in the corner. Guy in the corner. Got the bear. I'm running out of ammunition for my rifle. I'll switch to something else. All right. I'm about to kick some dudes. The birds are not in the main story mode. Yeah. Kick him good. Ugh, I kicked a bunch of birds. Oh, ah. Oh, crap, crap, crap. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm not going to make it, guys. I mucked around. I was reading the chat. I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking. Sorry, everyone. I failed you. I was I was reading the chat. I wasn't paying attention. I got killed. And this is why it's so useful to have a second player. You see how there were moments where I just reloaded at the wrong time, like I reloaded at the worst possible opportunity, uh, and then that's when I took a ton of damage. That's why it's useful to have a second person on the gamepad. They can reload the weapons that you're not using. They can drag and drop ammunition onto that for you. Yeah, you know what? I make games from my personal experience. When you get attacked by like mutant birds, I've always found that kicking them is the best thing. The best kick is the jumpy, spinny kick, and that tends to work best for mutant birds. That sucks. And also, especially early on when you haven't upgraded your characters yet, it's very useful to have a second person. Actually, I don't have. I've been using up all my AA batteries on testing, so I don't have. Does this one? Are the? Okay, this one has battery power. No. Hold on, I gotta sync this one up. I think. Let me push the sync button on this guy. Sync. Sync. Maybe I'll try two-player mode by myself. Kicking is important, you know? Okay, here we go. We got two characters. I'm gonna give the character I got my second Wiimote. You can see that the second character is oh yeah, equipment. Let's see, I'll give him uh I guess I'll give him a submachine gun. What else do we have here? Oh, that's all the special weapons you get. So these the game starts you out with a couple of extra weapons. So when you start unlocking other characters, again, you want to connect with Code Linker. You want to connect to the other games in the series. You're going to get a heap of playable characters. Um, I'll go to the character party members. you get 3 rows of like, I think there's 9 by 3. There's 18 characters, I think. A lot of characters. If you have a look at the, oh, I'm blocking Bjorna's stats, but every character has proficiencies, so you can see, you can see Dodger's proficiencies, Winnie's, Rhino. So every character plays a little bit differently. I'll have a look here. If you look at the stats, the stats. Yeah, in general, the stats are like at a set base, but it's the health that tends to vary from character to character. Okay. I'm gonna try 2-player mode. I think I'm gonna, this is, my brain feels weird. I don't know if I can do this. Join. I'm so ready. Okay. Name one thing that has not been improved by having a kick button. I can't. Everything's better with kicks. You know, that's my catchphrase. Um, People that have known me for a while know that you can't stop me from saying that. You know, that's my catchphrase. You know, Steve Urkel had, "Did I do that?" You know, for me, it's everything's better with kicks. You know, and then cue the audience laugh track. You know, that's my catchphrase. Do guest characters show up on the title screen for me to see the stats right now, sadly? No. Actually, do you guys want to see the code linker in action? Let's do it. Okay, hold on. We're going to grab uh Ghoul Busters is coming up. How about we do, oh no, I don't want to spoil anything. I'll grab 3 Down Stars since 3 Down Stars is out right now. I'm just going to remove my mic. I'll be back in just a second. I'll be back with 3 Down Stars. Everyone, I'm just making a coffee. I'm making an instant coffee. I'll be right back with my coffee. You ready? Booting up 3 Down Stars, we're going to do the code linker, and then I'll show you what we get by connecting those. So far, all of these upcoming 7 games and the current games, every game that's out right now is going to have a connection to White Inside Its Umbra with code linker. All right, everyone, thank you for waiting. Thanks for waiting, everyone. I hope you've all grabbed your coffee. My office chair sinks over time. The hydraulic thing sinks. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Let's see, we got a funny thing there. There's that one. Let's see. No, no. Hold on, I gotta grab a different unit. I'll be right back. That one's got a development build of 3 down stars. Just a moment. Okay. Hey everyone, sorry about that. Thanks for waiting. Actually, what I will do is I think it would be more cool to just show you the Ghoul Busters connection. I hope this is the... Oh, I don't think I'm running the... This one's not the newest build, I think. We'll find out in a second. No, that one's not the newest build. Hold on. This one here. Alright, everyone. We better check the chat here. Oh, yeah, the its. This one does not need an apostrophe. If you have the apostrophe, then it's short for it is. So without the apostrophe, it's possessive. So it's describing something has an umbra, and it's white inside of it. So we have um, Ghoul Busters. I'm going to adjust the brightness on the webcam so we can see the screens better. Configure video and exposure. We can go to 8. Can we see that? Okay. So what I'll do is I'll hit Code Linker on the 3DS and we can see make key code. Okay, and then I can't see if it's focused on the screen or not. You'll figure out what it is when you play the game, and eventually you'll put some pieces together. So this says, on the 3DS, it says, how to make a key code. Enter the link code from another Silver Falls title. Okay? So you have the Wii U. We are going to Extras. You see we have Code Linker there. We'll open Code Linker, and we want to enter a key code. So we'll click Enter Key Code. So this gives me my blue link code, right? So we have our link code, and this says enter the link code from another game. uh, Vivian, you're right. uh, it's green, so it's making it transparent. You're absolutely right. Okay, so I'll hit start on that, and you can see a little keyboard comes up. So it's asking for the blue link code, and so we have our 2 devices here. So this one has your blue link code. I'm going to take the 5 letters, I'm going to put it into the 3DS. Okay, and your save file will generate a unique code for you. So it's not like a security thing. It's not a password. Uh, so, okay. So I've entered the code in there, and it says that I've made a key code. So it says enter this into the other Silver Falls game. So now this is like the games are doing a handshake together. So now I have EYZLX. I'm going to enter this. This only works between these two save files. So I'm going to hit next on this guy. Next. Ooh, I can't see next. So I'm going to put in the code that the 3DS has given me. That's E, Y, Z, L, and X. Okay, I've entered the code and I'm going to click the little green check mark. Okay, and it says content unlocked. It says Atticus Long Draw is now available in Frontier Hunters mode. Okay, finish. Okay, so there we go. Ooh, hold on, I want to exit out of that. Exit, exit, back. Okay. All right, so that takes the character, one of the characters from Ghoul Busters, and it puts them into White Inside Its Umbra. So even though they don't fit into the story in any way, you can still keep your favorite characters around, and you can put them in other games as long as it makes sense story-wise for them to exist in that particular place. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go back into Frontier Hunters and see. Yeah, he's got a cool little baseball cap. It's totally 90s. Uh, yeah, yeah, he's got a cool little hat, and he likes pizza. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you uh, like this kind of stuff as well. A lot of this comes from as a gamer. It's very disappointing when I have a favorite character in a game series, and then the developers just never use that character again. It's a real bummer. I want to see what happens with that character's story. You know, what happens to them 2 or 3 years from now. So this way, it pushes me to be more creative and to make sure I'm always putting in maximum effort into these games because it takes a ton of planning to implement all that stuff. Okay, so I'll go to the party members, and you can see I now have Atticus Longdraw selected as my playable character. So now it's pretty easy. And you can see there's tons of slots for other characters, so we're going to get a lot of playable characters in this game. Uh, and I'll do this now. We'll go to his skill wheel, and you can see his skill wheel is totally different from the one we saw earlier. So let's have a look at Atticus. Critical pistol rate. Special tag team allows allies to perform a follow-up attack. Uh, Temporary garden. Actually, oh, see, this is yeah, this this is actually Bjorna's skill wheel. This is an old build. So you know how I said earlier I was waiting for the game to I was waiting for Unity to build and it was getting stuck. So and I said I would just run an old build. So in this old build, it for some reason it's still using Bjorna's skill wheel. In obviously in the current build of the game, it would go to Atticus's skill wheel. Yeah, you can probably tell I absolutely love things like Monster Rancher. I spent an entire summer scavenging CDs around my house, scanning them in. I heard once that you could get um, Mariah Carey's 1998 Christmas album or something, and you can get Satan Claus in either Monster Rancher 1 or 2. I was actually looking for that. Um, I could never find that, so I never got that monster, but that was a ton of fun. You know, what happens when I put this CD in? Very cool. I'm a big fan of that. And because it's a code handshake system, this sort of system will permanently be compatible with any future technology. It doesn't require, any sort of physical connection. It requires a code handshake. So as long as I put in the effort to implement the content, you'll always be able to connect to future games. Yeah, well, it's been a lot of fun, everyone. I really appreciate everyone hanging out and chatting. We can hang out here by the campfire for a little bit. I'll hang out for a little bit more, and then I'll get back to work. Yeah, Ocarina of Time is so fun. It's a little um weird because our expectations for how a game should feel and play, they don't really match up with a game like Ocarina of Time anymore. And a lot of that has to do with not having the right analog stick. We're so accustomed now to controlling the camera in a fluid way like that that it makes Ocarina of Time feel disconnected from our current expectations of games. Um, and it's just the sort of thing that you have to tell your brain to adjust for it, you know? Can you provide more detail about the ESRB rating of three down stars and this one? So I'd have to double check. I think this game is 12 and up because you have violence up close and there's, blood splatter when you hit the enemies. Um, and that's about it. In three down stars, it varies from region to region, but there is some nudity. There's uh, consumption of alcohol. There's up close violence. There's no extreme gore or anything like that. But in three down stars, um, yeah. So that's uh, probably like 16 and up or an M rating. And then in some countries, it would be like a maybe just 12 and up. It actually really varies with three down stars because every region has its own restrictions. All right, M17 in the US. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, well, sure, I can discuss it. We're all, mature people here, but there's a couple moments in three down stars where um, there's some nudity. Like you can walk in on someone using the bathroom, and some people have messaged and they said that was really funny. It was a funny set piece, but also it's meant to be very shocking because it's not something you expect to see in a video game. But it's moments like that. I tried to focus on small moments like that where for a moment it just convinces you that this world could be real. Because if the world did freeze in place and you were stuck in a moment in time and you walked into like a motel room, you would see someone at the toilet, you know? Uh, and I approach the game with that sort of philosophy with I'm not going to handhold, I'm not going to treat people like they're children. I'm going to focus on making this a story that seems like it could happen. I wanted it to feel like these characters could exist. They all have their own lives. They're all doing their own things. Uh, and I didn't want to let the age rating get in the way of that. Yeah, I agree. It's best to really understand the game that you're playing uh, and that you're giving to kids. Um, and there's nothing really, like grotesque or awful about Three Down Stars. And in a way that sort of worked against Three Down Stars because when you have a game like Silent Hill, it's visibly very attractive because you can show people short video clips and screenshots. You have all this gore and guts, and you have these disgusting monsters. That's very cool to gamers. Three Down Stars doesn't really go in that direction with what it wants to achieve. So unfortunately, I can't, just say like, oh, look at this gross scene. Three Down Stars is quite understated in its horror, and it really builds up over time. And it is tough trying to explain that sort of concept to people. But I trust the intelligence of people to play the game and decide for themselves, whether or not they actually like it and whether they think it's interesting. Yeah, so that's why there's an M rating for 3 down stars. Is there's some minor nudity, and you see bits that you wouldn't expect to see in a video game, especially not on the 3DS anyway. And it I didn't just do that to be funny, and it's not just for shock value. It's well, I'll just say, I mean, you can see a penis, um, and it's it's like that for a very specific reason, and it's a point because people often ask, um, why these three characters? Why, or and then you start to sort of wake up a couple other characters in the story. Why is it them? And you have to consider in this situation that if the world were to be frozen in time and you were the only one walking around, if you were not a morally sound person, you would do things that are not good. You would take advantage of certain situations. You would take advantage of people if you weren't a good person and if you weren't the right person. So with 3 down stars, that was making a point that the people that are running around this town, everyone is frozen in place except for these three people. And that's part of the storytelling in 3 down stars, is showing in context and to let people piece things together that these are not people who are going to take advantage of the situation. Holt, Annalise, and Moss are not people that would take advantage of other people when they're vulnerable. And that, I feel, is one of the most important storytelling aspects of 3 down stars. And that's why I have certain scenes where it shows vulnerability like that. Zawarudo. I'm a big JoJo's fan. Um, I'm proud of it. Uh, I haven't played much of the fighting games. All of the fighting games sort of gained prominence when I was working on Silver Falls, so I get to watch cool videos of the fighting games, but I haven't got to play them myself. I'd really like to. Big JoJo's fan, massive. Um, sometimes when I'm driving and the sun gets in my eye, I'll be driving like that, or I'm like that. I've got the wheel like that, and then I go like that to block the sun from my eyes, and I think for a split second, oh, cool, I'm doing a JoJo's pose. I'm a JoJo's character right now. Uh, yeah, I just like to look them up, but again, it's a sort of like I start to feel envy for for the people that are, oh yeah, I'm playing the JoJo's game, so I'll watch it for a little bit, and then I'll start to feel a little envious, and then I'll stop watching it because then I'll just start thinking about how I really, want to spend time playing it. Um, Sometimes I'll hold up my music stand and I'll hand it to someone and I'll say, "Ah, this is the power of my stand." Anyway, it's been a very fun stream. I've really enjoyed hanging out and chatting with everyone. So as you can see, the game's done. I'm just going to sand off some rough edges, and then I'll be submitting this to Nintendo. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you hanging out on the stream. It's been a ton of fun. Please stick around. Everyone's asking for more Gaiden. Yeah, I'll try to get some Gaiden and Vicarious Brothers stuff shown soon. And if you know anyone that might be interested in contributing to the Kickstarter for the Silver Falls on the Pokemon Mini, we do have some stretch goals that we're working towards. The multiplayer, the code linker, and whatnot. Um, so yeah, I'd appreciate it if you just let people know that the 7 Wii U and 3DS games are coming up, and we do need to load funds into our account ahead of time. Uh, it will take Nintendo some time to prepare these games to launch, and after the end of August, we won't be able to put funds into our Wii U and 3DS anymore. So if you want all 7 games, it's going to be about $90. There we go. So I'll do an official announcement soon. I'll have an image up and let everybody know. So just keep that in mind for all 7 games. So, and on average, it's kind of like $11 a game if you really average it all out. There's something like that, $12 a game or something. So, kind of like a don't dead open issue. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Don't dead open inside. That's great. Um, and that's where like I would have put in underline under each line. If you put an underline under "Don't Dead Open Inside," all they need to do is like put an underline, And you can see, okay, yeah, don't open, dead inside. Open inside. Yeah. Well, anyway, if you guys want to keep hanging out, you can go to the Discord. I'll put the Discord link. Feel free to hang out and chat. I try to be on there every day just to hang out and chat with everyone. We talk about plenty of other games. We'll talk about anything really. I mean, if you guys want to discuss like steak recipes or whatnot, whatever. All right, thanks for hanging out, everyone. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see you guys again soon. We'll stream again soon. I'll post more stuff. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you later. And that we'll see you around. Thanks, everyone.